Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, okay? Right now I'm just like chilling in this little game room, little spot or whatever. But I wanted to talk to you guys about how my perception of Manila has completely took a 180, okay? My first trip to Manila, I honestly had a had a decent time, but it wasn't somewhere that I thought I would be consistently wanting to return to. This trip completely changed my mind and the way I view the city of Manila. It is actually a very diverse, cultural, beautiful city. I will say my first time I was there, I was only there, unfortunately, for maybe 3 or 4 nights, so I didn't really get to experience it as much as I wanted to. Even on like one of my last days, I discovered the BGC. I'm like, I didn't even know this existed. So this trip, I was like, no, I have to. No, number one, I didn't really enjoy the first trip, but I knew enough to say, you know what, let me go back and see if it's different. If I stay like a little bit longer, maybe I'll like it more. Who knows? So that's what I did, and turns out, yes, I liked it more, and to the point where it's like, if I didn't have to leave, like if I didn't already have flights booked and stuff, I wouldn't leave. Like Manila, I'm enjoying it that much that I would not even leave. And so what changed? I'll tell you guys what changed, right? In my opinion. So the first time I went, I will say who I am as a person, bro. Like, it's even in my my YouTube like description, right? I enjoy inspiring people, okay? And to inspire people, you have to connect. My first trip to Manila, it was almost impossible for me to connect with anybody. I couldn't find any genuine connections. I couldn't find anybody to like just have a genuine conversation with, hang out with. Like, I would meet people, we would exchange information, and nothing would come from it. It would just be a new mutual on Instagram for no reason. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, dang, is this the way of Manila? You know. And then when I went to Cebu, I'm like, man, everybody here is like way more down to earth. Like, people are down to hang out. Like, I hung out with pretty much everybody that I met. It wasn't just a waste of connection, like nothing like that. I was actually hanging out with people. When I was doing the YouTube, people was like more receptive of that. And so, you know, I was like, man, if I had to choose between Cebu and Manila, I'm for sure choosing Cebu. But now, if I'm being completely honest, like, I don't even know if I feel the same way. Manila has really like changed my whole perception. And so I think, like I said before, one of the biggest things was it was so hard for me to find genuine connection out there. And yeah, so from that, I didn't know if it was just from lack of time. I didn't know if it was the type of people. At that point, I'm like, okay, maybe this is just how the people of Manila are. Like, they are just like less genuine, less down to earth, something like that. And I think it is a lot of people. Like, if I was to compare it to Cebu, for example, it is a lot of people that are less genuine, I think, in Manila, but it is still a large majority of people that are very genuine and very down to earth, and that's what I experienced on this trip, okay? And so what I've come to realize is Manila is one of those places where whatever vibe you're looking for, you can find. And so even so this trip, this was my first time going to the markets in Manila. And I went to the Saturday market, the Sunday market, and you know, I ran into a girl. She helped me find some Filipino food to try, although it sucked, in my opinion. She helped me, right? She helped me. I ran into that black guy. He owns like a restaurant in Manila. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like a different experience I had this time. And once again, I think it just came down to staying in different locations, meeting people, and venturing out a little bit more. I have to admit, like, the women that I met this trip in Manila, especially like the half black, half Filipino women, bro, I think that is what drastically changed my conception of Manila and what I thought about Manila, okay? And it's so weird because when I met them, I kind of felt a sense of belonging. I kind of felt like, okay, I I kind of felt like found a place here because in a lot of these places you don't really experience that. Like in Vietnam, I didn't meet a bunch of like Blasians. In Thailand, when I visited, I didn't meet a bunch of Blasians. In China, like this is like one of the first times I've met a, I want to say like a black community, but not like a expat black community. Because another thing is a lot of the expats, I spoke about this in a couple times in other videos, a lot of the foreigners here, the expats are like Africans and not necessarily black Americans. So, you know, although, okay, of course we look alike, come from same place somewhere down the line, but you guys know the reality is it is a separation between the two, and we just, for whatever reason or another, we just don't completely mesh. And so this trip to the Philippines, I kind of felt like, wow, it almost reminded me of like Americans, like the black Filipinos, black Filipinos reminded me of like black Americans in the sense of, I think, for example, a lot of them haven't been to Africa. A lot of them, not a lot of them, but some of them don't have the best relationship with their parents, but there is a connection and I felt familiar with people who are creating their own identity based on being separated from their true identity, right? Because that's like how it is in America. Like we don't know our roots, unfortunately. All we know is America. We don't know the history. Like, you feel me? We don't know. We just don't know. And that's another thing too. Like surprisingly, people don't understand that about America. People don't understand. Like I remember I was hanging out with this girl from Denmark, and I was telling her, I'm like explaining to her like in America, like even still, a lot of people ask me, I'm like, oh, where you from? I'm like, I'm American. Oh, where's your family from? I'm like, America. Like that's, and I have to explain to them like, yo, I don't know, like you might not understand this, but like slavery was very serious. Most black Americans have no clue where they are genuinely from, okay? Yeah, they might be able to do some DNA tests, something like that. Most black Americans can't make a phone call and go pull up on their cousin in Africa. And a lot of people around the world don't know that, okay? A lot of people, because what happens is like a lot of people are maybe first generation separated, like their dad might be African but he came to the Philippines or he came to Denmark or he came to wherever the case may be, and she's the first born of that generation. It's not like 400 years of slavery and then like, so they don't understand that, they don't grasp that. But my point is though, in the Philippines, it seems like they are also like looking for something. Like, yeah, they are super Filipina. They take pride in that, but I can tell that it's still something missing, and I can relate to that. And so so that just brought like a relatability factor into those people. And being in that group, like being invited in a group, that's the first time I've been invited into that type of group while I was traveling, besides when I was in Vietnam. When I was in Vietnam, when I first got there, I got like arms around me. Yo, this is this person, blah, blah, blah. Welcome to the club type vibe. That's the vibe I got when I got to Manila this time. It was like, this is this person, welcome to the club. I'm like, okay, cool, this is cool. Like I felt like I actually have like friends now. I feel like I have people that next time I come to Manila, I can call and say, hey, I'm in town, let's hang out. The first time, it wasn't really that experience. And so, and likewise, that's how it is in Ho Chi Minh City. I have people I can call like, yo, let's hang out. So it was just cool. I feel like I have genuine friends now in Manila. And so outside of us being able to bond on that like factor of just being black, right? I was also brought into a circle of like, for example, I hung out with Rose and she took me to church. Okay, this is the first time I went to church in since probably 2019. And I felt at home at the church. It reminded me of my church back in the US. I think it might have been non-denominational, I'm not sure, but it definitely reminded me of my church back in the US. A lot of love, it felt good. I think it's a multicultural, a lot of black people there, white people there, Filipinos there. Like, you know what I mean? I like that type of vibe. And so that is something I didn't experience my first time in Manila, but I experienced it this time. And it was because of a genuine connection I made that she invited me to that. I went with her to that. You know what I'm saying? And before that, we hung out, we did an interview. She showed me around Manila. She showed me around the malls. We got some food. Like, it was just genuine connection this time. And I think, yeah, it just changed my mind, bro. And like I said, I believe that was the key factor to the mindset shift. Just being around different people and thinking differently about what the city has to offer. And even still, like, I did say when I initially went, I'm like, yo, the nightlife is better in Manila than Cebu, but it's so much to do in Manila as well. Like, I went bowling. This is the first time I've been bowling since I've been in Asia, right? And I had a really good time. That was like some of the most fun I've had in a long time. And once again, I was with a Blasian girl, and I will say when I was in Cebu, I didn't see any Blasian people at all. I've only seen that in Manila, and so it was just, bro, just a completely different experience from the first time, bro. Like, completely 100% different, and I just wasn't expecting it. But I'm so glad that I said, you know what, let's give it another shot, let's give it another try. And I will say though, like, it's still a lot that I kind of dislike. I do think it's still a large amount of girls that are not genuine. I do think it's so much traffic. It's like, bro, it takes so long to get a grab, stuff like that. So it's things that I dislike. But before it was like, bro, I really have no reason to even come back here. But now it's like, nah, I'm definitely coming back. And I might even, I don't know about living here, but I definitely will stay here for 1, 2, 3 weeks. No problem, have a good time. And so, yeah, man, Manila just changed my mind completely. And like I said, I have to experience Cebu and see what I really think. Like, okay, because before I said, yo, I'm choosing Cebu over Manila. That's what I said at first. I have to go back to Cebu, just like I went to Manila and I stayed for a few weeks. I got to do the same thing in Cebu to see, like, yo, do I still feel that way? Yes or no? I don't know. You got to stay tuned to see. But what I can say is Manila is definitely one for the books. But I will say, once again, like I said, it's easy to, you're going to find whatever you're looking for. And if you aren't careful about what you're looking for, you might find the wrong thing. So I will say, definitely surround yourself with the right people, surround yourself with the right crowd, invite yourself to the right rooms, the right areas. Like, if you don't want to deal with a bunch of working girls or girls that are greedy or girls that just want you for your money, just avoid those places where those girls lurk at, okay? If you avoid those places, you have a less likelihood to run into those girls. And this might be common knowledge to you, but my first time coming to Manila, I was only here for a few nights, so I'm like, what's the best places to go? And this is what I'm being referred to, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to these places. Not knowing what's there, what's it like, but that's the places I'm going to, so that's all I was experiencing. But now I'm like, okay, you can go to the Sunday market, the Saturday market, meet people there, have a good time, get some food, get some drinks, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go to these different places. You can go to BGC, and it might be a lot of women that want money, but it's not a lot of streetwalkers, for example, and it's a lot of genuine girls that have their own things going on for themselves. And so, yeah, bro, my experience in Manila this time, like I said, my mind just completely changed. And I'm so grateful that I gave it another chance, and I will definitely be back in Manila. Like I said, living here, I'm not sure about that, but definitely something to come back to and visit. And yeah, man, so I just wanted to share that with you guys, because I know I did say initially that my experience in Manila just wasn't that great. And even at the beginning of the trip, I'm like, this is cool, but I don't like this, I don't like that. This is cool, but I don't like this, I don't like that. But now, wrapping the trip up, I'm like, okay, this isn't that bad. And like I said, I don't want to leave, you know what I mean? So I'm like, man, if it has to be more to it now. Now I'm more excited to venture into Manila. Now I'm more excited to get involved with the church, meet more people that are in the church. And yeah, like I was saying, a lot of the connections I made was with like black Filipinos, but I am also interested in meeting like just non-black Filipinos at the church, building connections like that. Just more genuine connections, more down to earth connections, more, you know what I'm saying, all that type of stuff. And just building like a solid network of people and seeing where that takes me, man. And so yeah, man, just stay tuned because there's no telling what's gonna happen. Like I said, I feel like I've unlocked a different part of the Philippines. I haven't really seen anybody tap into this side. I haven't really seen anybody tap into like the black community in the Philippines from what I've seen. And I'm like I said, I'm not talking about the expats. I'm talking about like the black people that are living in the Philippines. I haven't seen too much of that, at least on YouTube, or it hasn't popped up on my feed. Not saying it doesn't exist, but yeah, man. So that's been my experience. Definitely shifted, and yeah. So thank you for watching this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch up with y'all next time.